Okay, so hi class, this is Mr. Tan, and we are looking at management accounts, and we're looking at P1. And on management accounts, P1, we're looking at and focusing on the questions. That 360-degree camera can still see you, Jack. So, and we're at this beautiful location. We're in the London School of Fashion, and we're on the 3rd floor. And we can see all the teachers here. And here, just
you're still there.
We have this beautiful receptionist there, who I think she's absolutely gorgeous. So let's say hello. You can see her, she says she wouldn't be done. Here she is. Come and see her. Okay, so let's get down to the question. And we have Savita here. Savita, you are a qualified accountant, you're the expert, and if you cut her veins, can I just take, if you cut these veins, accounts and figures start to come out. And likewise, if you cut mine.
Yes, absolutely. Hi class.
So, Savita, how are we going to start P1?
Okay, so if you look at the question P1, it's asking you explain management accounting and give the essential requirements of different types of management accounting system. And to tackle that question, like you always say, break the question down, understand the keywords, and the keyword here is explain. Get into the more depth of the question and answer it in detail. And we said explain management accounting. So for explaining management accounting, we're looking at two definitions of management accounting by a recognized author. And whilst you have given the definitions of management accounting, you say something about that in your own words to show the understanding that you clearly understand that management accounting is all about reporting to internal stakeholders. It's about preparing the reports based on the demands and the needs of the company, cost breakdown and all that stuff.
Okay.
So, like,
let me just have a look at the question again. So, the question says explain.
Yes.
Keyword here. Explain means to go into more detail. Management accounting.
Yes.
And give the essential requirements of different management accounting systems.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
So, like you just given the two definitions of management accounting.
Okay.
And if you look at one of the definition, it says it is that field of accounting which deals with providing economic and financial information to managers for their use in planning, decision making, performance evaluation, control management of cost and financial reporting.
Yes.
So it clearly explains the main information that comes in the definition is what is management accounting and why it is useful for the company.
Yes.
Because management accounting is a breakdown of financial information, the numbers, which helps managers to do the planning and decision making by informing them about the costs and the profits and all the breakdown we required.
So management accounting is important then, isn't it?
It is, so indeed.
Management accounting is really about forward thinking.
Yes, it is.
Whereas financial accounting is
we're looking at the past information and we are finding the figures out of that.
Yes.
So the next thing we are looking at, once you have explained the management accounting, given the definition, the next requirement is looking at the difference between the financial accounting and the management accounting.
Okay, but just on the definitions.
Yes.
How many definitions do you want students to provide?
Like I just said, we're looking for two definitions,
and
then they have to explain the meaning of management accounting in their own words before they move on to differentiating the financial accounting and the management accounting.
Just on management accounts, I just have to tell you that having worked for various companies, management accounts are so important because being at the management level, director level, we had to base our decisions in terms of what was happening in terms of the figures.
Absolutely.
And the figures would then tell us what we would need to do for the future.
Yes.
You know, but if you were the manager of a marketing department, you would have a budget. You would have to know if you were on budget or over budget.
Yes.
If you were over budget, why were you over budget?
Yes.
If these products were selling or not selling, and if they weren't selling, why weren't they selling?
Absolutely.
So the management accounts are so important, so important to absolutely tell you exactly where you stand, but also to tell you, to say, what should we be doing in the future?
Absolutely, absolutely, because it gives you a calculated information to proceed in future and make the future decisions. Yes. So if we look at the difference between the financial accounting and management accounting, we would say that again, if you look at the annual reports of the company, which has been given on their website, so every registered company, every PLC is bound by law to put the annual statements and annual reports on their website. And if you go through that annual report, you will find their financial statements there. And if you look at their financial statement, you will be looking at their balance sheet report, you'll be looking at their income statement, you'll be looking at what profit they had made this year, what profit they made last year, is the profit has gone up, if yes, why, if not, why, and all that stuff. This is all relate to the financial accounting side, and we normally prepare these statements for the external stakeholders, those people who want to either invest in the company, who are the shareholders of the company, for bank, for government records and all that stuff. That's the purpose of having financial accounting in place and making these reports.
Is there any legal requirements?
Oh yes, for under Companies Act 2006 you have to prepare them, you have to get them audited as well. So that's all.
And do they need to prepare any specific standards?
Yes, we do use the standards for financial reporting. That's GAAP, which is your Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. And once you have started using that, you just can't change the method. You have to get a permission, written records and all that stuff. So it's more bureaucratic in nature if you're following the rules.
So the financial requirements, in fact, it is a legal requirement.
Yes.
Every limited company must produce.
Absolutely.
If you are a sole trader or partnership, in fact, there is no legal requirement for you to produce these accounts.
Yes.
You will need to provide your figures anyway.
Yes.
So you should do it as being a professional company, but there is no legal requirement. The big difference between a limited company and sole traders and partnerships who do not, by law, have to produce them.
Yes, absolutely. And that's why when we did the last BBs and all that stuff we did for the last term, we clearly told students to understand the legal structure and the legal status of these companies, so that you can understand who are required by what law to produce the reports. So looking forward, and if you look on the management accounting side, it says we don't prepare it for the external users, we prepare it for the internal users, which are your managers, your line managers, your CEOs, because they want to make an informed decisions. And that's why there is no fixed rules we follow. You can prepare it in the form of an income statement, you can perform in one-page document, and all that stuff can be used to make it. And again, like you just said earlier, that management accounting is more futuristic in nature, whereas financial accounting look at the past figures and calculate the amount on that basis. Moving forward, we can also see that management accounting is more flexible in nature, because again, it is not followed on the rules, whereas financial rules are subject to objectivity and they have to be verified by recognized accountants and auditors. We can also say that looking at management accounting, it's more based on the estimates, because you're looking at the future and it's unpredictable, so you can assume the budgets that get involved in management accounting, whereas financial accounting is more on the accurate and exact figures. So this is how we expect students. So you can do that in the form of the table, where you can difference between the financial and the management accounting. You can do that in form of the paragraphs if you want to do that.
So in terms of the definition and the differences between financial and management accounting, how many words generally are you looking for this?
I would just say 200 to 250 words.
250.
Yeah, because we got the other part of this question as well. So around 200 words, I would just say.
Excellent. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Just stop that there.
That's it.
That's the first one.